Welcome to Fire Team Chat, IGN's Destiny podcast with Destin Legary, my buddy here, Alfredo Diaz.
Did you almost forget my name, Destin?
No,
okay.
I was waiting for you to say something.
This guy. What's up, Destin?
Not much. Today we have an extra special guest, the best hair in the business, Fran Mirabella.
What's up, guys?
Vice President of IGN Video.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Just I always say like I'm the video dude, but yeah, also that.
Fun fact, all you do is play Destiny.
Yeah, I do play a ton of Destiny. I run 2 Warlocks to increase my odds. That's basically it. I'm thinking of starting
PS4?
On PS4,
Yeah.
Okay.
username FM3. I'm thinking of starting a 3rd Warlock in preparation for House of Wolves because
That's how it goes.
I just want to get the helmet, and then I might recycle that and start a Titan. So anyway.
Do you have a lot of reasons to have a third one right now, or to play on your other 2?
The only reasons I have is to get 3 Nightfall drops every week because I still need Gjallarhorn. I want Gjallarhorn and Fatebringer. Those are the 2 I don't have. I played over 300 hours. It's so annoying. It's really crazy.
Do you run Vault every week?
That's the struggle.
Do you run Vault every week?
For the most part, I had been running Vault every week, at least through Templar, and I wasn't getting it.
It drops on Atheon.
Oh, it does drop on Atheon
Yeah,
sometimes.
so you need to run through Atheon on
fact?
Vault. So here's
See,
every
it's been
week.
so long.
Every week
Yeah.
I do Gorgon Checkpoint, the Gorgon Maze, because there's a chest that drops
exotic
exotics.
piece, yep.
And then we do Gatekeeper and we do Atheon, and that is 2 exotic drop chances.
Yeah,
in
exotic
there.
drop chances,
One on
yeah.
Atheon, one on the chest, and then you run Crodon Hard, Death Singer forward.
Yep. Yeah.
So Death Singer has an exotic drop, and Crota has an exotic drop. I was going to make a video about that, but I got caught up with a million other things.
Basically, at this point, it's a matter of my time. So I always play Crota on hard twice, past Death Singer.
Yeah.
And then I try to at least play through Templar. I didn't know Fatebringer was a chance drop, probably in hard mode only, or no?
Fatebringer on
Vault.
I don't know if that drops on
It does drop in normal, but I've
think it
never
drops
heard of it dropping past Templar.
the Oracle section where you fight the Templar,
Gatekeeper.
right? No, Gatekeeper's later.
Templar's early.
Anyway,
That's where it drops.
yeah.
But you're saying it drops at Atheon.
No. You said exotics, not legendaries. So
No,
you
I
can
know.
get Vision of Confluence on Atheon,
Yeah.
and you can get exotic drops like Gjallarhorn.
Yes, but you can't get Fatebringer. You said that briefly. So just for clarity here, because we were saying that. You can only get Fatebringer as far as we know, right?
Welcome to my life at IGN. Fran clarifying everything I say.
This is it. This is how it's really like here. So,
I can't speak on it. I just run the thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, if
Yeah.
I get
It
it,
is
I get
run the
definitely.
thing.
I run
is
it.
definitely only at the Templar because I've been dying to get Fatebringer.
I don't remember. I've had it for so long.
Yeah,
I don't
you're
even
like
remember.
spoiled. It's funny. I have everything
Yeah.
else. I got Hawkmoon. I got Hunter Crota. I got everything. Anyway,
All these people
so
who
that's what I do. That's who I am.
So
Sorry to
Hawkmoons.
ruin your show, Destin.
Thanks, Fran. Typically at the beginning, we talk about our best drops of the week. We'll start with you, Fran. What did you get this week?
Yeah,
Anything
this will
good?
be fast. My best drop was not an exciting drop. It was the Light Beyond Nemesis for the Warlock, which does replenish health with orbs, and it recovers revives faster, but I already have one. And I'm just going to shred it for an exotic shard. I already have like 4 or 5 exotic shards saved up, though, because I can't decide which I want to use it in first.
Oh.
And I'm deciding what I want to level up first. So I don't really need the shard. So it was a bad drop, and I've
Yeah.
been waiting for Gjallarhorn, like I'm saying. I don't even care about Gjallarhorn.
Gotta run Vault,
anymore
man.
either.
Do Atheon.
Yeah,
I'll run
you
Vault
do.
again.
You think Gjallarhorn's a higher chance in Vault than it is?
I got him.
Crota?
I got Gjallarhorn twice on Atheon in Vault. That's how I got it. I just kept running
Yeah,
Atheon.
but I got
It's
vexed.
all-
And it's
Oh,
fun to go
yeah.
back and fight him.
That's all RNG, man. I've
yeah.
got 5 Gjallarhorns in PvP.
I've seen Suros drop from Vault more than anywhere else. And I asked people to write in when I wasn't getting Gjallarhorn where they got it. A lot of people got
Yeah.
it from the Nightfall, but it's very, very common from that chest and from Atheon in Vault.
This is Destiny, right? You don't know for sure.
I don't. Always
I
speculation.
think we
Yeah.
asked them some of this stuff, but they do dodge.
I
some
think
of the
if I
questions.
dismantle my Vex in front of Crota, then I get my Crux. Like,
Yeah.
It's how it works. Very, very fast story on that. I know, like the first time I saw Gjallarhorn drop, one of my friends was out drinking till about 1 a.m. And he's like, wait for me for the raid, brah. And it was like, we already beat Death Singer, and he was like 10 minutes out or whatever. But I was the last one standing, so I had to clear all the knights and stuff.
Yeah.
Destin knows who this is.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. I'm like, I think
Actually,
I know
his
who
name's
this is.
Craig, and he used to work for IGN.
Yeah.
They called him
Mr.
the handsome man on Up at Noon, and a lot of old school IGN video stuff.
That's why he said, bruh.
Yeah, look up EA Huge IGN Originals. On
So
YouTube
good.
is an easy way to
So
find it,
good.
but it's an old skit we did. Anyway, Craig, like literally skated in at the last second, and we joked before he got there.
Hey,
I'm
what's
like,
going on, guys?
I'm like, I know he's going to get Gjallarhorn. He jumped in, and he was only there for, I kid you not, 45 seconds, and I finished the last night, so he got Gjallarhorn.
Oh, God.
So that's now my memory that Death Singer probably is my biggest chance, but it's not.
Oh, man.
You can drop anywhere. So.
It's like I said, it's very random. I don't think I've gotten anything from Death Singer.
Have you
It's
gotten...
just shards. All I get from her is shards.
How many
I
Gjallarhorn
got-
drops have you guys got?
6.
2. He gets it all the time. He's dismantling it on.
I dismantle it on my stream all the time,
it's
and it makes
crazy.
everyone
I
cry.
hate you. I have 2. I have a 300 and then a maxed out new one. I need to upgrade it one of these times. It's just I was
it's the
short
time
on
you
Glimmer.
gotta sink into it, yeah.
Yeah. Fredo, you got any good drops?
I didn't really play Destiny this week. Oh, no.
It is kind of that time where a lot of people are taking a break, especially somebody like you who kind of has everything they need. Your loadout set for the next
so
DLC.
There's different sets of Destiny players. There's some that are, beginning. There's some that are, climbing that late 20s hill, and you have me who's dumped like 500 hours into this
At
game.
least.
Oh my goodness,
Yeah.
that's depressing saying that. But I mean, like, it's a great game. So I think at this moment, I'm just done with everything. Usually I do the Nightfall, but it's whatchamacallit. What's the Nightfall this week with no
it's
burn?
really difficult. There's no
Omnigul.
burn, and it's
no burn.
Omnigul.
I'm just like,
Yeah, it's tedious and it takes a while to get through.
Do you guys jump in the back and do the cheat every time you
Yep.
do it? Yeah.
Every
There's that hole in
single
back, and you
time.
just have like 2 people at least, and you just
Especially with
rely on
Gjallarhorn,
it.
she goes pretty quick.
Yeah. Exactly.
So
But when there's
I
no
got-
burn, like this week, and that was the big point. There's no burn.
yeah,
It takes forever.
Don't want to do it.
So this week I got Crux of Crota finally
Wow.
on Crota.
For the first time.
I got my Warlock helmet,
Yep.
and I think I got Mida this week. I got it this week or last week, but I got Mida multi-tool. So now I only need 2 exotics, Hawkmoon and Suros.
Yeah. I got
And
both
that's
of
it.
those, thankfully. So Destin, wait.
I'm also down. I also realized I only need 2 pieces of armor to have every piece of exotic armor. So
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
me-
Oh no,
I'm-
3 claws of
across-
Akahamara.
yeah.
and then-
Ahamkara. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hamkara.
Yeah.
I know the claws of Ahamkara and the helm of Ahamkara or something like that. Skull of Ahamkara.
Yes, that's
I
what it
only
is.
play Warlock, so I know it well. Destin, you forgot something though.
What?
Didn't we just get your best drop of the week or no? On
Which
IGN
one?
Plays, the Zur.
Oh, yeah, that happened today.
Yeah.
I got Heart of Praxic Fire.
Yeah.
I bought the chest
okay.
piece for that, and
The-
that's really sought after for the Warlock
It
because
is
you
the
get more
rarest.
grenades.
It's never been sold. Maybe once.
No, it was sold once.
Very
sold.
early.
Yeah.
It was like Gjallarhorn
Yeah.
because again,
Yeah.
I've been playing forever. There was a point in time where I just didn't have enough coins early on. I've bought everything after. So anyway, Miss Praxic Fire, and it's really cool because you should explain it, Destin.
Oh, well, so when you pop Radiance and you start throwing grenades, you throw them very, very
Cooldown
fast.
is fast.
Yeah.
So there's a little delay even when you're in Radiance mode.
Yeah.
Like you can chuck them, which
I
is
think you can throw like 7 or to 9.
probably upwards of 9 because I
Yeah.
can throw because I do extended Radiance with Warlock and I can throw almost upwards of that
Damn.
without this. So that's pretty powerful. I actually do that type of thing on Death Singer. I'll just rush in, do my best, and I always have the revive ready, and I'll wait until the timing's right, and then I'll revive, and I'll just I stick fusion grenades to her. So with that on, it would be
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, that's really
It'd be
great for
really
Death
cool.
Singer.
Yeah.
We need to move on. We spent a lot of time on that segment, but let's talk about the big change this week. Weekly strikes are now going to have multiplayer.
Matchmaking,
Required
yeah.
matchmaking. Sorry, of
Yeah.
course it has multiplayer. Matchmaking. So it's required. You can no longer do weekly strikes solo, and this is for every level of it. Now, some questions came up, like, what about the Nightfall? Right? And no change there, according to Bungie, since players are kicked to orbit on Team Wipe. We want people to be able to preserve that group so they could give it another go.
Yeah.
So you don't have to have matchmaking there.
There is no matchmaking.
Nightfall
in
does not
Nightfall,
have matchmaking. It's
Which-
only for the weekly.
which I completely
strike.
agree with. Playing a Nightfall with randoms would be hellish.
Yeah.
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 So here's the question: do you think it should be mandatory, or should you be able to turn it off if you want to run it solo?
I think you should have the option to do it solo if you want to.
I'm going to play devil's advocate to that. I'm going to be Jose for this.
I mean, just because there's some people who just get it done right away, and I've seen a lot of people who go on like different sites and they join a crew of like 2 people. They get towards the end, then they get kicked out, and then they bring in their best like another buddy or something like that.
That's
I mean, like
For a weekly heroic?
yeah, for just
they help
weeklies,
somebody get
night
all
falls.
the way
but
to
in
the
thi-
end.
You can't do that in this use case. That's sort of the
Yeah, you
point,
can't boot
right?
anybody.
So maybe, right? Are you thinking about it right?
Well,
'Cause
can you invite someone and matchmake then?
Well, yeah,
so
as
you
long as
can go
fly
in with your
together.
crew. You can go in with your
Can
crew.
you go in with
right?
2 and matchmake? That's my point.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know.
No, you can. It's just like strike.
I don't know. This
assuming-
isn't available yet, so like we
Yeah.
haven't been able to test.
Well, what happens?
all
It's
the-
like the
okay.
current strike setup. So if you do the ROC playlist,
Yeah, you get
it'll add
match made with
someone.
2 people. You can't boot them, so you're kind of stuck with them.
Yeah, I think it's fine. I will say you're going to run into troubles if there's like networking issues, which commonly happen, and your
Yeah.
friend gets bounced.
I'm worried
Is
about
there a chance that
AFKers.
somebody's going to fill the spot?
I'm worried about AFKers, but I'll run it with my friends if I need to run it.
I think that's another big worry that I have too. The handful of times that I was like, all right, I'm just gonna do the weekly with, with like just whoever. There's just people who strikes. I'm just gonna do the strikes, and there's people that just go AFK.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa, thanks.
As long as
Yeah.
I can still run in with my friends, I mean, I'm fine.
I'm not too worried about it. And actually, there is the reverse. I honestly like. Sometimes I want to run it, and it's a little hard, and it takes much longer on your own.
It's like, nobody's online. Well, I'll just hop into a
I
match
personally
game.
really support it. I know people get kind of, you have your crews, you have your methods, but honestly, I think it's a really good move because I have numerous situations where I'm looking for people and I'm like texting and like you're not answering and Fredo's not answering, and you're like left to play it alone. It just takes forever. I think it's going to be.
I mean,
for the best.
in the end, I support it. If you're running solo and you get matched with people, like it's not that bad. It's just if they idle, whatever.
It's the weekly heroic. It's like 20 minutes. If you didn't
Yeah.
enjoy it or get through it, then find friends and get in orbit and then do it that way.
And also, there's a lot of people who, in a way, have to do it solo just because they don't have anyone else to help them out. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Let's talk briefly
Awesome for
about
them.
Iron Banner.
Oh man.
Is it even worth playing right now?
It's fun.
It is fun.
It's a fun game mode.
And
but
I like that power matters.
Yeah.
It really does.
Yeah, I mean,
And I
they
enjoy that.
tweaked it, and it's fun to play, and it's but is it worth playing?
I think it's really important to have right now because, like, to your point, Alfredo, you don't have a reason to play right now.
Yeah.
Now, granted, you've also played a ton of Iron Banner, probably, or have you? You're not much of an Iron Banner player. Okay.
Oh no, I love Iron Banner. It's just after like the last 2, I was like, what's the point?
Right.
I
But
don't
you
need
play-
the armor. I
I've
don't need the
not-
weapons.
Here's the thing, though. If you're a collector and you want the weapons, Reddit is saying that these weapons, this Iron Banner, have perfect rolls on them.
That's cool. But of course, like when I'm talking, I'm just talking about from a point of view that has played like countless hours. I don't have room for that in my vault.
Yeah.
I
Oh my
don't.
Oh, that's a good point.
With all of Crota's all the raid weapons, all the exotics, like I don't have room for that.
Have you guys done the Vault discussion yet? About the size of it, and we
No.
should probably save it for
We'll
another
save it.
podcast
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
please have me on for that. Please, so much to say.
But yeah, no, they do have good perks on them. So if you're looking for just really good legendary weapons, grab them. I just don't.
But you have to be rank 5, so that's a lot of time. Like you're gonna have
So
to
much
grind
time.
all weekend this weekend.
It's like 10
but
hours.
You could
the,
buy
the XP
you could
boost
buy the
for
XP
2 modes
boost,
of
yeah.
light is like 110%. Then it's 200. Like it's crazy.
You can get through it pretty quick.
yeah,
especially
wait,
later
what's
on.
pretty
With the
quick though?
bounties.
Isn't it like 6 to 10 hours still or
I
something?
mean, yeah, for like the
Somebody broke it down and did all the math. It's like 150 rounds or something like that.
yeah, and matches
150
can
games.
be like 15 minutes.
so on the last day, or is that like
Well,
first
no,
day?
it obviously reduces with the XP boost.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah.
Anyway, I think it's worth that because you need something to do. Like I am getting tired of like I have weapons to level up, which I was enjoying for a while. Like even running the bounties, but it's the same
Yeah.
bounties and it's the same levels.
Yep.
And I like leveling up and collecting, but I just don't want to play the same stuff right now. They need new strikes, they need
Yeah.
new stuff, and I think that's probably what you're thinking about is you're just waiting for that.
So,
you know.
so my Titan has the Iron Banner arms and legs. They look really, really cool, and there's a chest piece that you can get in Iron Banner also. But they're from the old Iron Banner, so they're lower rating. And there's no way to
yeah.
upgrade it. Let me do
Oh,
a
yeah.
reroll or something so it's at least 36 light
Yeah.
on Legendaries. Legendaries need that desperately,
yeah.
you know.
I think the armor is pointless for the hardcore players. I mean, maybe there's some of you guys out there that are still lower levels. Go for it. That'll definitely help you get up there in terms of your levels. But
Yeah.
The Iron Banner armor now.
Yeah.
I'm not
yeah. I mean, it's a good alternative to the raid armor for looks, at least.
If you need that particular piece, sure, go for it. But I'm just not going to invest that time into running Iron Banner and grinding for a week for something I don't really need.
Yep.
When
But-
there's other ways to get those drops.
For sure.
And it's also going to be obsolete if they make the same mistake. Luke Smith did say that they won't do that, though, so we'll see.
Yeah. But this is, remember, if you're a heavy multiplayer, gamer for Destiny, some people only play that. Like, this is a really cool event for them. And
Yeah.
it's really for
No,
them.
It is very fun.
Like, just the whole concept of the Iron Banner is really awesome. And when you go in, it's like, okay, like I really feel like everything I have equipped, it has meaning. So that's really awesome. And I know there's a lot of, there is a small competitive community out there of players who want like that, hardcore multiplayer. And this is definitely for them. So
It's very, very fun. And it'll be back, before the April, May launch date of
for
House
sure.
of Wolves. Moving on, this is a question we got from a lot of people. I get it on Twitter all the time and in the email. This particular one I wrote from Nathan and Jack, but it's been from a lot of people. So everybody, thank you for sending this in. Should Xur or will Xur ever sell Gjallarhorn again?
will Xur ever sell
Should he or
And will he?
Will he?
Will he?
Two-part question.
No one knows. But
No one
Bungie.
knows for
We just
sure.
discussed the RNG nature.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone knows for sure if it's part of it. But you guys discussed that, I think, last week or week before. Is it actually in the role?
I have not.
I don't think it's in
seen-
the role. I think they've taken it out personally.
It was in the. It was like one of the first or
It
second
was like
ones.
the first or second.
It was the first or
weapon
second one,
sold by Xur. I mean, we don't know. Yeah, I
No
mean,
Land Beyond has been in there 4 times.
Wait, is No Land Beyond this week's
Yes.
weapon?
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
boy.
Again, just
But
get it
we
out
got
of the
heavy
rotation.
ammo synthesis,
Yes, we
baby. Okay,
Yeah.
sorry.
We covered
Yeah,
that on the
bye,
IGN Plays
bye,
with
bye.
Destin and I. Yeah.
For Xur, yeah.
That's what I said. I was like, even if you're using the heavy ammo cheat,
Yeah.
buy heavy ammo.
I had
buy
actually talking just to veer off into that real quick. There's a lot of people saying like, "Oh, you can just buy it from the gunsmith." That's expensive.
It's
like
prohibitively expensive.
yeah, it's really expensive. It's
Yeah.
one strange coin for 5 heavy ammo synthesis.
It's
like,
crazy
packs. Like, it's
good
it's
deal.
it's a really good deal. So
One
that's why
strange coin,
everyone waits for that.
10,000 glimmer worth of product.
It's
Yeah.
a steal.
Yeah.
So
But
it's,
back
it's
to the
really
question. Should he and will he? Xur or sell Gjallarhorn? I have feelings.
Will he? No one knows. I mean, should he? I mean, I feel like there should be another round of that sold. Why not? I don't know. I'm so torn with it. There are some people out there who believe that, if it's sold again, it could get nerfed because it's so powerful.
Yeah.
Like, really, why would I use any other rocket launcher?
I like Hunger of Crota personally.
Hunger Crota's fine, but it's like
But the
second
Gjallarhorn
best.
just melts.
Yeah.
It's
It does. Yeah.
It's the wolf round pack or the wolf
Packs.
Yeah,
Wolf pack rounds. Yeah.
Yeah, it's that really puts that gun overboard.
So
Destin,
I
yeah, what do you
think
think?
no, never sell it again. Should he? No. I don't want him to sell it again. I think that's one of those like drops that people are striving for. It gives people a reason to come back. It's super, like I screamed my head off when I got it for the first time, and that was at like the 300-hour mark. It was very rewarding to finally get that weapon.
I agree. And I believe like Vex Mythoclast is not in the rolls either, potentially.
Well, the
'Cause
Vex
he's never
is
sold Vex.
I don't think
Mythoclast.
it's ever
You
been
can only
sold.
get
That's an
it from-
Atheon drop.
It's an Atheon
He's not
drop.
going to sell like a raid weapon.
Right, but that's my point. Is now
I've
that
gotten-
I think about it again, like
gotten
maybe
6
it
Vex.
is like maybe that first time it was in there, it was part of the roll.
And then they saw how
might have
powerful it
taken
actually
out
is.
at this point. So I'm actually going to take back what I said. Yeah. Or no, yeah, I don't believe
Should
it's in the
he?
roll. Should he? No, I agree with you, Destin. Xur should not sell Gjallarhorn because of what you said. Like, yes, I want it, and I'm so mad after playing so long that I don't have it. But it doesn't make it as special when he sells it. When
Yeah.
I'm like in the middle of a raid and you did all that work, even if it is the mechanics, I've played this so many times. Like it's really amazing once you get it that way, and I think they should keep that. And because also there are some really good solutions right now. I mean, again, Hunger of Crota is great. There's some other pretty
Even
good
One-Way
legendary-
Ticket has tracking, and it kind of acts like Hunger's Crota.
Yeah.
There's an. It's not great, but I mean, if that's what you have,
Yeah.
and that's what you like on my
No,
Xbox
I mean,
character,
there's great
that's all I have
alternatives.
with tracking.
I'm just torn.
Yeah.
I mean, like, if it's sold, does that and it's flooded, all over the place? Like, does that mean that it could get nerfed? Because it's like, statistically, that's all anyone's going to be using for the rocket
but then
launcher.
wouldn't they nerf Icebreaker right now then? Because that's been sold like twice in the last month.
And Icebreaker's fantastic.
Maybe 6 weeks.
That's a good point.
They did adjust sniper
Counterpoint.
rifles. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm torn
I don't
on
think
that.
they're going to nerf it because a lot of people have it. I think they realize when they put stuff in there, that's the. I mean, they could nerf stuff for any reason. I mean, the fact that they're buffing pulse rifles was surprising. So
The answer, will he, though? I think the answer is no. I don't think they'll ever let it be sold again. I think they know
the
that
next
it is the
decade
most...
of Destiny, you're making that bet? That's a big bet.
Not in Destiny 1, anyway.
Okay.
Destiny 1's got,
Okay.
what, another year?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Okay.
Moving on. Let's focus on the community for a little bit and talk about some of our best experiences with the community in Destiny. Fran, you said you had a really good
I'll
one
have a
for
great
us.
story.
Yeah.
It's a great story. Okay, so I wanted to do actually the Vault hard mode and was looking for some friends, and there's someone we play with a lot that we talk about on here, Terrible Mighty. What's up? So he invites me to this match, and I get in the party chat, and I'm like, yo, is Everett...
Oh, he fell asleep.
I'm like, is somebody... And they're like, all start laughing. They're like, did Spank Bank fell asleep, And I'm like, this guy's name's Spank Bank? Like, who is this guy? And just like snoring, and like I'm laughing and talking to them. I'm like, who is this guy, And then Charlie, this guy, Terrible Mighty, he's like, yeah, actually, he used to work at IGN. I was like, I've been at IGN for like 15 years almost. I'm like, I know who this is, obviously. Who is it?
Per Snyder. No, just kidding.
He starts to describe. He's like, oh, I think it was like Dave something, and he used to work on. And I'm like, Dave Z? And then it's like, he stops snoring. He heard his real name, Dave Z. Heard his real name. He like wakes up and then is like, what's up? And he totally is just like out. Dave Z, by the way, was one of our original PlayStation editors. Goes way back.
Oh, wow.
Doug Perry, Dave Smith. I mean, we're talking the original PlayStation channel stuff, and he's great. He works up at 2K now. Works on a lot of their games up there. So, what's up, Dave Z? If you're listening, stop falling asleep in raids. But that was an awesome moment
That's awesome.
in the community for me because it brought me together with someone who I hadn't talked at IGN that I used to work with. And like it's just amazing the people that you like through an IGN fan. Right, I connected with someone who used to work at IGN. That's such a cool community story. So that's what I wanted to share.
Okay, I'll go next. For me, it's kind of like been just a bizarre experience with this game. I never really added people on PlayStation Network before. I had like 5 people on there before, and just
We have very few friends. So
thanks, friends. Thanks for that uplifting moment. But the fact that I now have like a group of people who I know, and I learned a lot about like their personal life because of this game, and like these are people I regularly run Crota and Atheon with, and like stuff time I had like Mowers, Darth, Epsilon, El Duende. Like these are just gamer tags of random people who I actually talk to regularly, and it's just been such a strange experience that I never thought I'd have.
Yeah.
I played a lot of MMOs, but I've never because this has voice chat capabilities, and you're playing for 400 hours, you get to know all these people on a personal level.
Yeah.
And I think that's a really cool thing that Destiny has done better than any other game I have ever played.
Yeah.
Yeah,
for me it's the same. How about you, Fredo?
Yeah, I think just how my raid team got pulled together, and we accomplished a lot of good things. We were speed running them normal raids.
Yeah.
Still hold that record. We didn't do any hard mode speed runs though. They quit and played Smite.
Wait, this is before Crota Hard, your original?
Yeah.
This is the one that goes way back to Vault and doing those speed runs?
I didn't really do any Vault speed runs,
okay.
but yeah, I mean, we formed together during right before Crota, right around that time, and we just ran the raid a bunch of times. But it's always just been fun. I think for me, the community wise, when I play every night, I'm just like, hey, like anyone wants to jump in for PvP, jump on in, and then they just pile on in. Or when I'm like, hey, like let's just do a community Volta Glass, and then they'll pile on in. Also, it's the most amazing, hilarious thing to watch, like new Volta Glass people do the jump.
Oh my goodness.
It's so good.
Everybody loves it.
So good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's just being able to do all those. Like, I thank the community because like whenever I'm just like, hey, who wants to run the raid? who wants to do this. They just show up, and we all just have a good time.
Yeah, it's quantifiably, it's done it better than any game that I've played. Granted, I didn't get deep into like World of Warcraft and some other stuff like that, but there is just something to it. It has that special magic because I literally like. First of all, I'm addicted to it. I've never played a game this much.
Yeah.
Probably period at this point, like dating back, but definitely in the recent like 5-10 years. So that was crazy. But I have like several different text threads that I go to, and we still talk to each other. We're sending memes back and forth. Like I'm running my own like board threads on my phone, that are within the community within that. It's amazing. There's a voice actor that's in a game that I met who I play with very commonly, and like we exchange phone numbers, and I was like, it's such a like an amazing community. So really amazing.
It's cool how it brought people together. That's some of our stories. We would love to hear some of your stories in the comments. And thank you for listening to ours, and we would love to hear yours.
Yeah, we should read one on the show or something. What's the email address again?
Well, you can send it to destiny@ign.com, and we'll also be checking out the comments, so you can leave it there. But the email is the best way to get it read on the show.
Cool.
So, yeah, just let us know your stories. The reason I brought that up was actually because a lot of people, we've been pretty hard on Destiny lately, and I wanted to have a little bit more of a positive episode. We are feeling a little burnt out. It's 6 months since launch?
I think it's just, and I said this earlier,
Almost
but
5.
At least just from the perspective of myself and Destin, like we've dumped in probably
lots of time,
400 hours into this game.
Yeah, I've done over 300. You've probably
I'm probably around 500. I've done Vault and Crota 100 times each.
Jeez.
So I'm sorry if I get a little like I get really into but I am burnt out at this point.
Yeah.
But I do understand there's a lot of people out there who still
we're
play
very
this game.
excited for House of Wolves, though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'll be back, but
Yeah.
I just
Right now, it's okay to take a break right now.
Yeah, that doesn't mean you don't like the game. Honestly, this is one of those things where I'm glad that you did that for the episode, right? That we focus on what we love about it and where it's going next and all that. The reason, and everybody has to know this, because whether you're a Star Wars fan or a Game of Thrones fan or whatever, you hate on stuff because you love it so much.
Yes.
That's why we're
that's
here.
true.
Definitely.
And so it's like when we hate on stuff, it's just because we love it and we want these other things to be better or our way. You get into that too, where it's your game now. You want to make it your game. But obviously everybody's super excited with what's coming next. And they'll make some mistakes, but they're going to do some awesome stuff, and we're going to play it for like another 300 hours. So that's always the irony is like, I'm really burnt out on this game. I can't. They're so annoying. I played it for 400 hours. Like you got your money's worth, man. So
definitely. We do have one more topic. It's a little more fun. And it is, what is the best sniper rifle in Destiny? There are two front runners. This was sent in by a lot of people. Is Black Hammer the best sniper rifle in Destiny, or is Icebreaker?
So we're talking from a PvE point of view, because PvP-wise,
okay,
let's talk PvE.
Those two are horrible.
Yeah.
PvE.
PvE only.
PvP anyway.
PvP, there's choices. There's like different items you could use in PvE. Like, you're not going to use patience and time because you can still see the guy, and there's.
Well,
you want stability in PvP.
Yeah, there is no best sniper rifle. Like you gotta break it down into different categories. So we're
PvE.
focusing on PvE. I honestly think it's situational between the Black Hammer and the Icebreaker.
That's a great
Icebreaker, Vault of Glass.
Yes.
For oracles.
Yeah, I was going to say, absolutely.
Yeah, 100%. But
if
I'm doing what is it? The Sipkus Prime.
Sepix
Prime.
Yeah.
If I'm doing that like strike, then I'm gonna go
Black Hammer.
Because he just sits there and you can just keep shooting away at him. So I get this question a lot every time I play, and people are always like, "Well, what's better, this or this?" It's very situational, and I think that's the beauty of this game is that I'm not just going to take my Icebreaker every single time. Of course, you do have those moments where it's like, well, Gjallarhorn the hell out of this. But I don't know. That's just what I think.
I think that's the best answer. Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't have Black Hammer yet, but I'm very familiar with it, right? With precision hits.
Yeah. You get 3 in a row. You get 3 critical hits on an enemy.
Crits.
It automatically reloads, and you just keep going.
Right.
So it's really easy for like those spider tanks. It's fantastic because it tears them apart.
Exactly. And like I know people use it for the ogre in
Yeah.
You know, if you run it solo as the hunter in the beginning of Crota, like you just sit on the rock and with the black hammer, like boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
And with Icebreaker, you couldn't do that. So yeah, it's totally situational. I couldn't agree with Alfredo more. And honestly, I feel that way about most weapons in general. And also, you're comparing an exotic and a legendary, and I mean, I think that's valid.
A raid legendary, though, like
Yeah.
Fatebringer is still one of the best weapons, and it's a 300 damage pistol.
Well,
That's
whenever
true.
I
That's fair.
compare weapons, I always like to take the exotic versus legendary out of the picture because, I don't know. I think like, well, obviously it's like, kind of Black Hammer because then you have a slot for like a Gjallarhorn, you know. But that's just getting into different scenarios then.
Yeah.
What's the elemental damage on Black Hammer? Void?
Black Hammer's fire.
Oh, it's
or solar.
Solar,
damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that oh no, they're both solar, so that's good because it's an even comparison.
Yeah.
But I was going to say, in that vein, right, I think it's a simple breakdown. If you're going somewhere that you can get crit shots pretty easy, go Black Hammer.
Yeah,
If you're
100%.
going in, like, you know, I'll run, like, let's say it was solar for the priest mission, Ishtar Sink or whatever it is. I would probably bring Icebreaker because, like, you're going to shoot far off those cliffs. They're going to be moving everywhere.
Yeah.
Black Hammer's probably going to suck.
Yeah. If you think ammunition's going to be
An
key
issue.
for your sniper rifle, then go Icebreaker.
Here's how I use them. I use Black Hammer until I run out of ammo. Then I adjust my inventory so that I have
No Land
Icebreaker in
Beyond?
there.
Oh.
No, never. That's never happening for anybody. Oh, yeah, then I switch to my Icebreaker, and then I have auto ammo until green drops. Then I switch back, you know. Kind of probably keep my Hunger of Crota in my heavy slot if I'm not, like, on Crota.
Yeah.
You know. So,
You do a lot more switching of the weapons than I do.
Sounds
like he's like back and forth.
I do
Yeah.
too. I put my life at risk. I've died in the Nightfall before, like being an idiot, where I'm like, you know, I'll back up off the room and switch, and I see my screens flashing. I'm like, I can do it. You get addicted to having the right weapon with
That's
you.
funny.
You know?
It is important.
Yeah.
Like even in hard raid, I'll switch out my helmet, grab an orb, switch back to the helmet that I want to be using. You know, I do that a lot.
Definitely.
Cool.
That's all we have time for this week, guys.
That was a great episode.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Some good
Thank you
discussions.
both
We should
for
compare
joining.
weapons more often.
Yes, we should. This was a great one. If you have any other weapon comparison suggestions, send them to destiny@ign.com. Fredo, where can people find you?
They can find me on Twitter at the Alfredo Plays.
Fran?
At Fran Mirabella on Twitter.
And you can find me at Destin Legary. Thanks for watching, everybody, or listening. And for more on Destiny, you're already in the right place. IGN. Weird outro for a podcast.